Okay, so yeah, we got games tonight, so we got to go ahead and make our picks. But welcome back to another episode of the CW show. It's Cade and Weston on tonight. And if you're wondering why I'm dressed like Lane Kiffin, it's because I'm going to see Wake Forest and Ole Miss Saturday. So, I
Which I have a feeling you're going to be leaving by halftime.
I think it'll be like a 56-17 type score for sure. It's gonna be. I'm kind of be pulling for Wake though, pulling for the ACC. But yeah, as we're recording this, games are about to start in 3 minutes, so we got to go ahead and start making picks. Um, on this Thursday night, September 12th. But Arizona State and Texas State, that's the game getting ready to come on.
This is going to be a good game because I mistakenly misspoke the last couple of videos. Jordan McLeod, I thought went to Indiana, but he went to Texas State, and he's a good quarterback. I mean, a very good quarterback. But Arizona State also has a good running back and a quarterback, so this is going to be a tough game. Um, I do give Arizona State just a little bit of an edge just because they did beat Mississippi State. But I wouldn't be surprised if Texas State won this either.
I'm going Arizona State because they do look tough. They blew out Wyoming week one, 48-7.
Yep.
They're tough. And they haven't been tough since Jaden. Their last good season was probably like 2020.
Like Herm Edwards,
Yeah.
like 2014.
It's been a while. But you're going Arizona State too,
Yep.
right? The other game we have tonight is Northwestern State and South Alabama.
South Alabama wins this one.
That should be a fairly easy one for them. Those were the games we had to get through tonight, that are getting ready to kick off. But moving on to tomorrow, we have UNLV at Kansas, and I think Kansas will they
That's
coming
another one that's another one that's gonna be close. I do think Kansas pulls it out though.
yeah coming off the loss to Illinois. I think they rebound here and get the win. Then we have a top 20 matchup: Arizona squaring off against Kansas State.
I
So
have to
here's
do
the
it. I have to stay. I have to stay with Kansas State just because I did go with them last week against Tulane, and Avery Johnson in the third and fourth quarters finally came alive. So I got to stick with the purple and silver Wildcats.
hated that because I picked Tulane last week. The thing with this game is I really want to pick Arizona, but I don't know. They're just not there.
Their defense scares me.
That's the problem, is they're not together. They're all together there with the defense.
Now,
They have
offensively,
Miles.
they can stick with anybody.
Yeah, but it comes down to defense, and I don't know that they're going to be able to slow down Kansas State at all. So I really hate to go against Arizona, but I'm gonna have to go with you on that one and go K State.
Watch us both be wrong, and then Arizona wins the game.
I would hope so, but it's the defense is the worry there. Alabama and Wisconsin.
I'm going Alabama.
Yeah, I think they rebound.
And two, a lot of people were sitting here worried, and they're talking about maybe pulling the upset stuff this weekend. It's not going to happen because if you look at the Alabama game last weekend against USF, the I think it was it the right tackle that got pulled from the game for holding. They put in another right tackle, and then right after they made the switch, they scored like three straight touchdown drives of like three plays, two plays, one play. So I think they figured that out.
Well, I also think surviving that scare. I mean, it was close up until the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean it was, but you just see how good Alabama is and
Yeah, I
being able
don't,
to play a close game like that, still be able to pull away by three scores at the end. I mean,
and I don't
that's
think
just
this will be that close. I don't think either.
no. Wisconsin is abysmal.
I thought they were going to lose to Western Michigan week one. I was
I
hoping.
mean, let's be honest here. It's the same head coach that was at Cincinnati that played Alabama in the playoffs, and basically Nick Saban held one hand behind his back in that game because they
Yeah,
knew they could do whatever they wanted against them.
thing about that game was odd because we thought they were going to be able to hang in offensively, but really it was the defense that played well that game.
Yeah.
Alabama only beat them what, 21-6? 28-6?
Yeah, but the thing is like I said, that was the year Mac Jones, Devontae Smith, Najee Harris, all of those guys were there, and like that was the year that Alabama absolutely went on to just absolutely, or was that the year?
It was 2021, 22. So they
It was
went,
the year they got beat by Georgia. So yeah, it would have been the year after
yep. That's right.
Najee Harris and all of them.
Luke Fickle, by the way, is the head.
Mhm. Yep, Luke Fickle.
Holy Fickle. Oklahoma State at Tulsa.
I'm
Okay,
going
State.
OK State.
I was upset because we both had Arkansas last week, and they were up what 21-0,
They were up 21-7,
1-7 now.
and they blew it.
Game day is going to be in South Carolina for LSU at South Carolina.
Dude, South Carolina ran all over Kentucky. And the one thing LSU has not been able to figure out yet is their run defense. So give me South Carolina.
How many points did they let Nichols score last week?
40, it was 44-28, 44-21, something like that.
Yikes. I don't know. I feel like South Carolina is going to be one of those teams this year that is hit or miss.
I think they're going to be one of those teams that's just going to kind of be like mediocre, but they're going to win games that you wouldn't think they would win. That's my prediction for South Carolina.
So you're going South Carolina?
I'm going South Carolina in this game.
I'm leaning more towards LSU, and I'm going to take LSU on the road.
But they don't have a run defense and they don't have a run offense. It's all been passing yards for Grant Nussmeyer or Garrett Nussmeyer.
Yeah. I'm going to take him this week.
I mean, that's fine. I like South Carolina because they can run and throw. It's more balanced with them.
I'm just going to be different there.
And it helps when you have the fastest receiver in the NCAA this year.
Yeah.
Like Joyner or whatever his name is.
Arkansas State at Michigan. Expect Michigan
I
to
gotta
have.
I gotta go Michigan in this one. It would be hilarious to see Michigan lose back-to-back games, but I just don't see that happening.
No, I think they'll win at home in this one.
Because let
They're
me
really
say
going to.
this right now. If Michigan loses back-to-back games with the new head coach, and it does come back that he does get a level 2 penalty by the NCAA, he's fired at the end of the year. Guarantee you.
Yikes. I don't know. They won the games with him that he filled in for last year when Harbaugh had.
Yeah, because they had all the signs and stuff to.
No, I don't. I would give him more than a year though.
Okay.
I give him more than a year because you got to think about all the pieces they lost to the NFL this year. So I would give him another
Now, I
year.
do think they need to make the switch from Davis Warren to Alec Thorgy.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. They're kind of struggling on offense right now though. Their really only weapon is Donovan Edwards. Central.
SEC shorts this week was priceless.
Yeah, well, this is good. Central Michigan and Illinois.
Give me Illinois.
I think they take care of business and win at home. Then we have Memphis at Florida State.
Like I said last week, I'm going Memphis in this game. Memphis looks like a legit threat for the college football playoffs this year.
I'm going to take FSU to get their first win of the year at home. But you
If
never know.
FSU goes 0-3, if FSU goes 0-3 to start the year, Mike Norvell is fired. Because he's only had the one good year at Florida State, and that was last year, and Jordan Travis got hurt. All the other years was like 8-4, 7-5, and now you start off 0-3.
I don't think they start off 0-3. I think they get a win this week, but we'll see.
So
Louisiana Tech at NC State.
I'm going NC State. I think Grayson McCall bounces back in this game.
Yeah, after that, it's ugly, ugly game last week. Whew. We won't
Well,
talk.
I mean, Tennessee's defense is a legit NFL ready defense.
Yeah, they're good. Cincy at Miami, Ohio. That is tough. And real quick, before we get into this game, I do want to apologize. Last week, I don't know how, but I overlooked the Pittsburgh at Cincinnati game, and neither one of us made a pick for that. I
I was
assume
wondering because didn't Pitt come back and win that game?
it came back and won by a point, and I assume we both would have gone Pitt in that one, but neither.
Yeah, we would have because Pitt won the week before.
Yeah, I'd lean more towards Pitt, but I somehow overlooked it, and I don't know. We didn't make a pick for that game, so I do apologize in advance. But I think we both would have gone Pitt anyway. So, but anyway, Cincinnati at Miami, Ohio. I think Cincy wins this game.
They win it, but it's not going to be pretty.
No, not at all. Miami, Ohio has somewhat decent defense. North Texas going on the road to take on the Raiders of Texas Tech. Red Raiders. Raiders.
Who did the Mean Green play last week?
I can't remember. I know I picked him and I'm going with him again this week. North Texas. They beat Stephen F. Austin 35-20. Beat South Alabama the week before.
That's right. I went Stephen F. Austin that game, which wasn't a terrible pick. I mean, by 15, that's not a slouch.
No,
Um, I do think Texas Tech wins this one though, just because they've already had the scare against Abilene Christian this year. I don't think they're going to have another scare like that. But then again, it is Texas Tech, and they seem to lose weird games. So anything's
Washington
possible.
put a beating on them last week too. And I'm telling you, Washington State's going to be in the playoffs. Unfortunately, they don't get to play for a Mountain West title, but I think they'll be undefeated anyway and still get in.
The best they can do is a number 5 seed.
I think they'll get in.
They'll get in, but the best they can do is a number 5 seed, so they'll host a first round playoff game.
Are you sure they'll host? Because they're not getting to play for a Mountain West title is the problem.
Yeah, because it's the highest finishing conference champions. So what that means is, like, say if Washington State were to go undefeated, but somebody else were to win the Mountain West Conference, but they got like 3 losses, but Washington State's ranked higher, then it would basically almost equate to kind of like Notre Dame as an independent. And so they would be classified as like the number 5 seed. And then everybody else is like 6 through 12.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's my understanding from the rules that were released about it.
Makes sense. And I'm pretty sure it's supposed to
Because they're kind of classified as an independent this year, even though they're playing a Mountain West schedule.
be. But there was apparently news dropped today of several Mountain West teams going to be joining the Pac-12 in 2026, I think.
Yeah, they just went from a 2-pack to a 6-pack, man.
Yeah. There we go. But anyway, so you're going Texas Tech, I'm going North Texas.
Yep, I'm going
Um,
with Texas Tech.
here's a top 25 matchup, Boston College at Missouri.
This is going to be a game Saturday. I mean, this is going to be a legit close game because and honestly,
Honestly,
man, this is hard. Oh,
I'm
uh,
going Mizzou. I think I don't know. I got to look at their conference schedule. I think they're going to lose some games in conference.
Missouri's got an easy conference schedule.
Well, they have Alabama, and I don't know
Well,
if they.
that's the only tough game they have is Alabama.
I don't remember who all they have.
They don't play Georgia or Tennessee this year. They don't have Texas. They don't have Ole Miss. I think they had Oklahoma, but we've seen how bad Oklahoma is right now.
Yeah.
Um, give me Boston College, and the reason why is because what's his name, who's the head coach who used to be up in New England? Um,
Isn't Bill O'Brien the head coach right now?
yes, Bill O'Brien. Thank you. He was the coordinator at Alabama. The reason why I think Boston College wins this game is because the NFL has experience using tablets and the communication and stuff, and he has experience coaching in the NFL. So I think that plays big dividends like it did at Florida State, and I think it does at Missouri too.
Okay. All right. Well, I got you down for BC, and I'm gonna stick with Missouri.
And not to mention Cassianos, their quarterback, he's a playmaker.
Yeah. Yep. For sure. UMass at Buffalo.
Give me the Buffs.
I'm going UMass. I think they win here. I think they go on the road and win.
Also, real quick, I know this is recording, but if you're gonna go back and edit it, the light behind you, you're just gonna be seeing like a big silhouette the whole time from where you're sitting.
I don't know how to. Does this change at all?
Go over a little more.
Push all this crap to the side. Is that better?
That's better. That's a
Oh,
lot better. There
there we
you
go.
go.
Now they can see how much I do not look like Lane Kiffin. Um, yeah, I'm going UMass though. I'm going with the Minutemen to get a win on the road.
Okay.
Coastal Carolina at Temple.
Coastal Carolina.
Yeah, Coastal. Let's try to roll through some of these. Ooh, rivalry game, Oregon at Oregon State.
Give me the Beavs with the upset
I'm kind of leaning that way.
because Oregon looks terrible the first couple of weeks, man. I mean, they're
Lost
skating
last week.
by the thin of their teeth right now.
They probably should have lost last week.
They should have, and I'm mad that they didn't because I picked Boise State, and I mean, I nearly had that.
Um, I kind of want to go with the Beavs. I'm gonna go
Because
with Oregon.
you got to think, Oregon's not playing well. It's the
Not.
first meeting of the Civil War, Battle of the Civil War, since being in two different conferences. Oregon State's got a bad taste in their mouth for them being left behind and Oregon being in the big. This is going to be a fun rivalry week.
I'm going. I don't like going to Oregon, but I'm gonna go Oregon.
You're going to go Oregon?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Oregon. Hopefully they
Give
rely
me
on
the
them,
Beavs, though. I like the Beavs in this one, man,
and I don't blame you at
because
all.
it's in Corvallis.
Yep. And I think was it not last year, but the year before they won at home. They
Yep,
came back from
yep,
being
yep. 2 years ago. It wasn't last year because DJ Ugalele lost to Oregon, but it was the year before that they beat them.
because I picked Oregon State that year. I think they had now I can't think of his name at quarterback. Oh gosh, what was his
It was
name?
number 12. I remember that.
Can't think of his name, and it's gonna kill me. But they were down big. They had to come back from being how far down were they? They had to have been like 20.
I think it was like by 20 points or something like that.
Might have been down like 27 or something. I can't remember, but they were down big and they came back to win. And it's gonna kill me. I can't think of that dude's name. Yeah. Oh well. I'll think of it when I'm trying to go to sleep tonight. Ball State at Miami. I think we're both going Miami.
I'm going Miami in this one.
I can't wait to see them in conference play. Tulane at Oklahoma.
I'm going the Green Wave in this one, just simply because Oklahoma's offense has looked abysmal. They could
And
only put up 16 points against Houston.
so I went Tulane last week because I know they know how to beat K-State. Tulane's also played some close games with Oklahoma in the past. I
Their
think
quarterback
they
looks good, man, and they got NFL size receivers.
I think they win this week, and I'm with you there. I'm going Tulane. Notre Dame.
Oklahoma, and that's going to be a brutal loss because you got to think they lose to Tulane this week, and then you got Tennessee next week. That's going to hurt.
Oh gosh, yeah, ouch. We have Notre Dame at Purdue. I think Notre Dame wins this week after that embarrassment.
At Purdue,
It's at Purdue.
remember that year? I think it was with JT Barrett. Ohio State went to or was that with Cardell Jones? They went to Purdue, and then Purdue ran all over them, beat them like 49-21.
Oh, that was yeah with Dwayne Haskins. That was
Dwayne Haskins,
2018.
that's right. So
Yeah,
the reason I make that statement is
42-28.
because they lost 2 games that year. Ohio State did. So I think Notre Dame loses back-to-back games.
I think they
Give
nearly
me
lost at Maryland that year too. I think they beat them by a point.
3 games. Yep. So give me Purdue
Okay,
because this is a rivalry game, and
never know. Texas A&M at Florida.
give me A&M.
That's where I was leaning there, just because I think defense is pretty good under Elko. So I think they get by. I think this is gonna be a close one. I think they get by though.
Okay, this is where it's going to come down to. If Mertz plays, A&M wins. If Legway plays, it's a toss-up game.
I'm going A&M just because the defense is pretty stellar. Prairie View A&M at Michigan State, like that's a joke.
Michigan State. Give
Yeah.
me old Sparty.
Yeah. Okay,
Who's
and then
ne-
we have Nevada at Minnesota.
Give me Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm going Minnesota. Nevada's they haven't been good in several years.
Ever since Jordan Love left is when they stopped being good.
Um, the Apple Cup, Washington State at Washington, battle for the Apple Cup, and you know how high I am at Washington State, so I'm not differing there.
I'm
I'm
gonna
going with
go
the
I'm gonna
Cougs in
go
this one.
with Jed Fish and Will Rogers and Washington.
Gonna be disappointed when the Cougs win on Saturday. That's gonna be a good game though.
It is.
Then we have VMI at Georgia Tech. Sorry,
Georgia Tech.
coming off a loss too. They're gonna poor VMI. It's gonna run to a buzzsaw there. Then we have West Virginia at Pittsburgh, a little bit of a rivalry game there.
Give me Pitt in this one.
I'm gonna go the Mountaineers. Get
Ooh,
them on the
okay.
road.
Okay.
Yep. Morgan State at Ohio. Ohio's gonna have themselves a pretty good year. I think they keep rolling here and get another win.
Who at Ohio?
Oregon State, so it's not gonna be
Yeah, give me Ohio.
yeah.
I'm
Then we have
pretty sure Morgan State is the Golden Grizzlies, if I'm not mistaken,
yeah.
or
Uh,
the Bears or something like that.
yeah, but I don't think they're gonna win this week. Sorry. Troy at Iowa.
Iowa bounce back
Iowa,
game.
yeah, we both went Iowa last week, and I tell you what, I did not see that coming. But yeah, I think they bounce back with a win this week. And then we have App State at East Carolina. And
East.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna
do
go ECU in this one.
come on, man. That's what I was gonna do. Dang it.
I, I gotta go ECU. App State disappointed me so bad against Clemson.
And I'm gonna go ECU. Man, why'd you have to go ECU? That's what I'm going with. Crap. Yeah, I don't know. I was actually gonna be going to this game because I have a friend that goes to ECU, but I didn't realize it was the same day the Ole Miss Wake Forest game, so I won't be going down there this week. But um, yeah, I think ECU is gonna come out on top, and I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. It's gonna be like a 21-17 type deal, or 17-14, something like that. UAB at Arkansas.
Give me the
Arkansas,
Piggies
yep, they're gonna win this week.
bounce back game again.
Then we have Utah at Utah State, another rivalry matchup.
So
Be
from what
relatively
I just heard on College Football Countdown, Cam Rising's probably going to be out this game. So
okay.
Isaac Wilson, Zach Wilson's brother, is going to be getting the start in this one. And when he took over in the game against Baylor, they didn't score a single point. So this is hard.
I,
Um,
I'm going Utah, but
I'm going Utah simply because of defense, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do lose this one.
okay. And then my Blue Devils are at home against UConn, and Duke should win that one.
Duke should win this one.
I would be really pissed if we blew that one, but we should. That should be relatively easy, I hope.
Didn't
Because
y'all lose to
UConn,
Northwestern? Or no, y'all won the
no,
Northwestern game.
we won in double overtime, 26-20.
That's right. I remember that. Yeah, it was a stressful game for you.
Yes, it was. I was sweating bullets. North, and I might be sweating bullets when Carolina comes to town too. I hope not. North Carolina Central at North Carolina. Carolina, screw Carolina,
North Carolina, yeah.
screw them. We better beat them this year. We better. It's been since Daniel Jones. Like it's about time we get another win. I want that victory bell back. Virginia Tech at ODU, and the thing is, ODU. It seems like they're always a problem for Virginia Tech. And I'm gonna do it again. I'm going ODU because they
I'm
don't.
going Virginia Tech simply because I went against them last week because I thought they weren't going to be as good as everybody hyped them up to be, but they did rebound last week, so I'm going to go with Virginia Tech.
I'm going ODU, and ODU is just one of those teams. They're so up and down. They're so inconsistent. They lost to ECU last week. I picked them to win. We both did, and they lost, but nearly beat South Carolina because it's not for some reason it's the bigger games. They play up to their opponent. And they're one of those teams. They play on their opponent's level. I think they do it. I think they win this week. I think they knock off Virginia Tech because they've beaten them twice in what the last 6 years. Uh, Third win against VT, and I guess the last seven. FIU at FAU. I'm going,
So
I'm
you
going to
went FAU last week.
I
I
did.
went Army last week.
Army won. I went. I picked. I went against Army and Navy. Of the three military schools, I picked against Army and Navy, and I picked Air Force. Army and Navy won. Air Force lost.
So I got to
What?
go. I'm
I'm
going
going.
FIU.
Okay, yeah, I'm going with the Owls though. Are you kidding me? I'm running out of time again. Screw Zoom. Yeah, I'm going FAU. UTEP at Liberty. I'm going Liberty hesitantly.
I'm going Liberty in this one as well.
Yeah, let's just start rolling through some of these. South Carolina State at Georgia Southern. Give me Gasso.
Yeah, give me Gasso.
Then we have Colgate at Akron. The Zippies. Give me the Zippies.
Hold on, Kate. Or we're good. There we
Okay.
go.
I assume you're going Akron too.
You said what was the next game?
It's Colgate at Akron.
Give me
The
Akron.
Zippies. Yep. Then we have Gardner Webb at Charlotte.
Give me Charlotte.
Yep. And then the game I'm gonna be at dressed like the retard I am. Ole Miss at Wake Forest. And I'm going with the Rebels.
This is going to be a close game simply because Wake or Ole Miss hasn't been tested yet. So I'm going to go Ole Miss, but don't don't be shocked if Ole Miss gets started slow.
For whatever reason, this is homecoming too. I don't know why. Week 3, why Wake
That's
Forest has
done by
it.
the athletic director, but oh well.
Yeah. And I'm actually gonna be behind the Ole Miss bench. I think we're gonna be 3 rows up from the sideline.
Hey, take some golf balls and mustard bottles.
I'm actually gonna bring a Sharpie and see if I can throw this hat down to Lane Kiffin, see if he'll sign it. We'll see. Bethune Cookman at Western Michigan, Western Michigan.
Western Michigan.
Broncos. UTSA at Texas. Gosh, Texas.
Texas. 70 to
Texas.
nothing.
Vandy at Georgia State.
Band-Aid.
Let's get on the Vandy train, baby. 3-0. Let's do it.
And that sets up if Missouri wins this week and Vandy wins this week, that sets up a 3-0, 3-0 matchup next week.
Woo! Jacksonville State at Eastern Michigan. Jacksonville State.
Jayville State, or actually, give me Emu.
Okay. Wonk like an emu. What the wiggle said. Kennesaw State at San Jose State.
Give me San Jose.
Yep, that's what I'm doing. Do you know the way to San Jose?
What?
Do you know the way to San Jose?
Route
Uh,
66?
well, it's a Dionne Warwick song.
Oh,
Western Kentucky at Middle Tennessee.
Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with. Mid-10. Then we have Hawaii at Sam Houston.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with Sam Houston.
Give me the Rainbow Warriors.
All right. South Florida on the road at Southern Miss.
South Florida.
Nope. I'm going Southern Miss.
Give me South Florida.
All right, you got it. I don't know what happened to the screen here. Georgia at Kentucky.
Georgia.
Georgia.
Now, if Kentucky needs a bounce back game, this would be a perfect time to have one.
I don't see it. Northern Iowa at Nebraska. And that was a game I got on you last week. Nebraska over Colorado. Nebraska looks like they've got a pretty good team
Give me
underneath them this year.
Nebraska in this one, but Northern Iowa is not a slouch of a FCS school.
Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna be
I don't think
Nebraska.
they can hold up against Dylan Viola.
No, this Nebraska team looks good.
Nebraska in the playoffs, man.
Don't count them out. Do not count them out. New Mexico at Auburn.
New Mexico.
I'm
Because
going Auburn.
they do got an athletic quarterback.
Cal manhandled Auburn on defense last week. I'm
Yep.
going Auburn. I couldn't believe it too. Like, really? We thought there was going to be something there, Auburn. We thought there was going to be something there this year.
And
You
I
had to get
picked Cal last week, thank you.
I have to check this because I have everything written down. We both went Auburn.
Oh, we did?
Yeah,
I told you though, if Cal won, I wouldn't be surprised.
I was. Okay, but I'm going Auburn. Indiana. Sorry, I almost skipped one again. Toledo, Mississippi State. I'm going with the Bulldogs. It's the Cowbells. Cowbells ringing themselves to a victory. It's in
Give me
Starkville.
Mississippi State, but
Uh,
I could see this being 2-0 for MAC teams over Power 5.
Indiana at UCLA. I'm going Indiana.
Yeah.
I'm going Hoosier.
Yeah, give me Indiana because UCLA don't have Chip Kelly no more.
Air Force at Baylor. I'm going Baylor this
Baylor.
week. Going Baylor. And then we have, which I said it was going to be a competitive game, Baylor Utah last week. It was not even close. Colorado at Colorado State. I'm going with the Rams, dude. I'm going with the Rams all the way. Make up for last year.
I am going with Colorado in this one. I do think they do have this bounce back game.
Oh man, this is gonna be a good one at 7:30. UCF at TCU. Give me the Horny Toads.
Give me the Golden Knights.
All
KJ
right.
Jefferson, baby.
KJ. Oh, my feet stink. Eastern Illinois at Northwestern. Northwestern.
Northwestern.
And then we have Kent State at Tennessee.
Tennessee. This is going to be a 66 to
Maybe
0,
three or
66 to
six.
3. Like,
No, they'll put up at least 10 to 13. Maybe. Maybe not. Maryland at Virginia, and I'm going Maryland.
give me Virginia again.
Never know. Rice at Houston. Excuse me. Houston. Well, in a
Give me
close
Rice.
one. Houston in a close one. BYU at Wyoming. I'm going with the Cougs again this week.
I'm going the Cougs.
Yeah, you went against them last week, and that was a tight game. Um, San Diego State at Cal.
Cal.
I really want to go San Diego State, but I'm gonna go Cal. And finally, we have New Mexico State at Fresno State.
Fresno.
Going with the Bulldogs. Yep, I'm going with Fresno State, and that wraps up all the picks for this week. Now, what do we want the bonus pick to be for this week? Because I have to update real quick. I got the bonus again last week. It was total penalty yards for Michigan, Texas. I said 100. You said 125. It ended up being 75. Which leaves me with a total of 154 points between the first 2 weeks, and you have 135. So you're in a bit of a hole. But
Let's
we
do
haven't.
LSU, South Carolina, where game day is going to be.
Okay, LSU, South Carolina. We have about a minute left. So what do we want the bonus to be?
How many rushing yards does LSU have?
Rushing.
Yep.
Uh, Total. I'm gonna say about 136.
I was going to go 149.
Ooh. Okay. Total rushing. And I'll tell you what, if it's over 136, I'll give you the points, even if I'm closer. If it goes over 136, I'll give it to you.
Well, that's not really, but if you're closer, you get it. Like, we'll just have to do what we
I'm
did week 1 and calculate the difference.
well, I'm making a deal though. If it goes
Okay.
over 136, I'll give it to you this week.
Okay. Fine.
All right, sounds good.
Sounds good.